Welcome to Hearts of a Home. In this visit, we will share 50 baking words in English for beginners. Let's start. Flour. This is flour. Flour is used to make bread. Here is flour on the table. Flour. Dough. Dough. Dough is soft and sticky. This is dough. This is flour, and here is dough. Dough and flour on the table. Bread. Bread. Do you like to eat bread? Do you like to eat bread? Bread. Cookie. Cookie. Would you like a cookie? Would you like a cookie? Here are some cookies. Cookie. Sugar. Sugar. Sugar is sweet. I like to put sugar on pancakes. Here's the sugar. It is a white color. Here are some pancakes. I like to put sugar on pancakes. Do you like sugar? Sugar. Knead. Knead. Here, someone is kneading the dough. We have to knead the dough until it is smooth. Knead the dough with your hands. Dough. Flour, and someone is kneading the dough with their hands. Knead. Knead. Whisk. Whisk. Use a whisk to mix the sauce. Quickly whisk the sauce until it is bubbling. Whisk is a tool, like here we have 1, 2 whisks. It also means to mix with a whisk tool. Quickly whisk the sauce until it is bubbling. Whisk. Egg. Egg. Here are many eggs. I like to have eggs for breakfast. The orange part is the yolk. Yolk. This is the yolk. The clear or white part is the egg white. Egg white. Here is the egg white. This is the yolk. Egg. Egg. Oil. Oil. There are different kinds of cooking oil: olive oil, sunflower oil, and coconut oil. Oil. This is sunflower oil. Here we have coconut oil, and there's also other kinds of oil, such as vegetable oil. Oil. Bowl. Bowl. This is a bowl. I eat cereal in a bowl. This is a bowl with cereal inside it. You can mix things inside a bowl. This is a big bowl with green leaves inside. Here are many little bowls, smaller bowls to make a salad. You can mix things inside a bowl. This is a bowl. Milk. Milk. Would you like milk and cookies? Would you like milk and cookies? Milk and cookies. Almond. Almond. These are some almonds. Do you like to eat almonds? Do you like almond milk? Here are some almonds, and you can make milk with almonds. Vanilla. Vanilla. These are vanilla beans. Vanilla. I would like vanilla ice cream, please. Vanilla is a popular flavor. Vanilla is a popular flavor. Vanilla. Nuts. Nuts. Here we have some nuts. It looks like there's some almond nuts, some walnuts, and that looks like peanuts. Sometimes chocolates have nuts inside. See here some small nuts in the chocolate? These cookies also have some nuts. Nuts. Dry. Dry. This is a desert, and it is dry. There's no water anywhere. A dry desert. These oranges are dried. These oranges are dried. See these oranges? All the water is gone from them. Dried oranges. There are many dried fruits. Here are some dried fruits. I see some dried apricots here. This old bread is dry and hard. Old bread gets dry and all the water is gone from it. It is dry like a desert. Dry. Moist. Moist. This glass has moisture on it, moist. This glass has water on it. It is moist. This cake is soft and moist. This cake is soft and moist. See, it looks very juicy. A juicy, moist cake. There is a moist apple and many dried apples. Here is a moist apple. It has water inside it. It is juicy. Dried apples are all here. They have all the water gone from them. These are dried apples. This is a moist apple. Moist. Pie. Pie. This is a pie. An apple pie. How do we bake a pie? Pumpkin pie is my favorite. Pumpkin pie is my favorite. Pie. Gelatin. Gelatin. Gelatin is used to make gummies and jello. These are gummy bears and they have gelatin inside. Jello also uses gelatin to make these shapes. Gelatin. Gelatin. This is yeast. Yeast. Yeast can be used to make bread and beer. Yeast can be used to make bread and beer. Yeast. Yeast. Preheat. Pre, P-R-E, means before. Heat, H-E-A-T. Heat means hot. Preheat can mean we turn the oven on first and make the oven hot before we start something. Here, the oven is hot with a fire. We need to preheat the oven so it is ready to bake the pizza. The oven is ready and hot with a fire, and now we put in the pizza ready to be baked. Preheat the oven first before making the bread dough. See how the oven is hot and ready, and he is still making the bread dough. Preheat. Preheat. Sift. Sift. Here, someone is sifting the white powder like little dust. Sift. Sometimes we have to sift flour. There will be no more big lumps in the flour. See how after sifting the flour, it's like very, very small dust. You can also sift chocolate powder to make a very fine dust. This flour is not sifted. See how we have these big pieces? That is not sifted. When we sift something, it's very fine dust powder. You can sift some sugar, this white powder, to make it look like snow on these cupcakes. Sift. This is sifting to make it in very small pieces. Sift. Pour. Pour. Someone is pouring water here. Could you pour some more tea into my cup? She is pouring tea into the cup. She's making the tea go from here to here. Pouring. The man is pouring beer into the glass. Here the beer is pouring into the glass. Pour. We can pour some milk into the glass, like here. The milk is being poured into the glass from here to here. Pour. Blender. This is a blender. It mixes these two fruits, the kiwi and pineapple, together. It blends the fruits together. Use a blender to make a nice fruit smoothie. This is a smoothie of blended fruits. We made it using a blender. We are going to blend these berries to make a berry smoothie. These are the berries that will be blended together for a smoothie. Blender. A blender blends everything that's inside here. Blender. Rise. Rise. It means going up. Something is rising. These balloons are rising, rising into the sky, going up. Let the dough rest to let it rise. When we make bread, when we wait, sometimes we have the bread dough rise. It gets bigger and it goes up. The bread gets bigger and goes up and becomes puffy with the yeast. The bread is rising here. We can also say the sun will rise in the morning. The sun comes up every morning. Rise. Frozen. Frozen. Ice is frozen water. Frozen. These strawberries are frozen. They are very, very cold. We can use frozen fruits to make a pie. Do you remember what a pie is? Frozen. Frozen. Very cold. Grease. Grease. This is grease in the pan. Grease. It is melted fat. We call this grease. Add grease to the pan so the food does not stick to it. Add grease to the pan so food does not stick to it. So sometimes when we make a cake, we want to put butter here so it is very slippery and it does not stick to the pan when we bake it. So we can use butter to grease the pan, so make it slippery. Sometimes we use oil to grease the pan. Can you see the grease here? This is grease. It's probably oil. This food looks very greasy. This food looks very greasy. Do you remember what these are called? Cookies. Someone is making cookies in a greased tray. It is very slippery here on this tray, so you can take the cookies back out. Grease. Grease. It can be melted fat or butter or oil, but we use grease to make food not stick to a pan. Grease. This is salt. Salt. Salt and pepper go nicely together. This is pepper and salt. We call these salt and pepper shakers. The containers that they are inside are called salt and pepper shakers. Some people like pretzels as a salty snack. The soup is too salty for me. It has too much salt. Too much salt. It is too salty for me. Salt. Butter. Butter. Butter is common in baking recipes. Butter is common in baking recipes. I love Grandma's butter cookies. My friend likes popcorn with butter and salt. Steam. Steam. When something is very hot, you can see the steam rising up from it. This is steam. It is not smoke. Steam is hot water that we can see. Steam. Be careful. This soup is steaming hot. Steaming hot. Can you see the steam coming from the soup? It is rising up from the soup because it is very hot soup. Some bread is steamed. Do you steam bread? And can you see the steam rising up from these baskets? Steamed buns are very soft. Have you tried these steamed buns? What food do you cook with steam? Steam. Cinnamon. Cinnamon. I love cinnamon rolls. There's lots of cinnamon in these rolls, and they taste very good. Cinnamon is a nice seasoning for cookies too. These cookies have cinnamon in them. Cinnamon. Frosting. Frosting. This looks like ice cream, but it is not ice cream. This is frosting. Frosting is very sweet. This cake has blue frosting. This is frosting, and the cake is covered with it. These cupcakes have blue, purple, and pink frosting. Frosting makes a cake look very pretty. Look at this pretty frosting design on this cake. Frosting. Frosting. Bake. Bake. We bake using an oven. These cinnamon rolls are being baked. I don't know what this is. We can bake all kinds of food. Here we have baked potatoes, a baked chicken, and we are also baking bread here. Bake. Bake. Oven. Oven. We use an oven to bake food. Here is an oven. There is an oven almost in every kitchen. Here is an oven. She is taking the pie out of the oven. Here's a pie. Look at all the steam coming from the pie. It is very hot. Rack. Rack. These cookies are on top of a rack. This is a rack, this black colored rack. Put the hot breads on a rack to cool down. This is a rack, and there are 3 breads on top of the rack. Here is a black rack with some cookies on top. These cookies are on a rack. Ovens also have racks inside. Sometimes you have a middle rack, a top rack, or the bottom rack. 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 This, I think a lot of people know this one. Chocolate. Chocolate. Do you like chocolate? Which flavor would you like? Chocolate, please. Chocolate. Chocolate. Flavor. Flavor. Flavor is what something tastes like. This ice cream tastes like raspberry. It is raspberry flavored. This is a blueberry flavored ice cream. This is a strawberry flavored ice cream. This is an orange flavored ice cream. Flavor. What is your favorite flavor? These gummies maybe have an orange flavor. These are not real oranges, but they taste like oranges. They have an orange flavor. There are many kinds of flavors for potato chips. Many flavors. What is your favorite flavor? These chips have a cheddar cheese flavor. This is not cheese, but they taste like cheddar cheese because that is their flavor. These candies are cinnamon flavored. Flavor. What do they taste like? Flavor. Mix. Mix. We are mixing everything together. Mix. Mix everything together with a spoon. Mixing. Mixing. All the vegetables are mixed here. There's a little bit of something everywhere here. The vegetables are mixed. Some machines can mix. They are called mixers. Do you have a mixer in your kitchen? Mix. Mix. We mix a lot of things when we are baking. This is a measuring cup. Measuring cup. I used a measuring cup to count 100 milliliters of oil, so we know exactly how much we need of something. Here are some measuring spoons. Measuring spoons, so we know how much we need of something. Measuring cup. Rolling pin. Rolling pin. Here is a rolling pin on top of dough. And this is some flour. Rolling pin. Rolling pins are useful to make a dough flat. Flat. When making cookies, use a rolling pin because it makes everything very flat, and that is good for making cookies. Sprinkles. Sprinkles. This is all sprinkles here. Many little sprinkles. Sprinkles are small, colorful, and sweet. We decorated this donut with sprinkles. See these many little colorful sprinkles? They are on top of this donut. This person is adding sprinkles to the Christmas cookies. The sprinkles are green, red, and white colored. Sprinkles. Filling. This is filling. These donuts have filling inside them. This is orange filling. This donut has a red jelly filling. There's red jelly filling inside this donut. This donut has an orange filling inside. Filling. And it doesn't always have to be sweet. Sometimes it looks like the meatballs have a cheese filling. There's cheese inside these meatballs. meatballs with a cheese filling. This hamburger has an egg filling. It is filled with egg. So filling is something you put inside something. Boil, boil. This water is boiling. It is very hot and there's bubbles. Boil. When the water is boiling, put the noodles in the pot. This hot water has bubbles and it's boiling hot. We will have some boiled vegetables for dinner. These vegetables are cooked in hot boiling water and they are boiled vegetables. The egg is being cooked in boiling hot water. I am making a hard-boiled egg for lunch. Here is the egg inside the boiling water. It is very hot water. Watch out! The milk boiled quickly. Boil. Cream, cream. This is white cream. This dessert has red raspberries and white cream. Here are the raspberries, and this is the cream. It looks like this donut has a cream filling. Do you remember what filling is? Look inside this donut. There is cream filling for this donut. This apple cake comes with some vanilla cream with fruits. Here is the cream and some fruits. Cream, cream. Powdered sugar, powdered sugar. Powdered sugar is very small pieces of sugar. It looks like snow and is very pretty. This is powdered sugar. This is regular sugar. Regular sugar comes in bigger pieces. It is also called granulated sugar. Granulated sugar is bigger than powdered sugar. Powdered sugar is very, very small pieces of sugar. Powdered sugar is used a lot in baking. Here's some powdered sugar on these sweets. This cake has white powdered sugar and it is sitting on a rack. Powdered sugar. Melted, melted. This ice cream melted. Look, it's all down here into a liquid. It's not cold anymore. This ice cream is melting. Look, it's dripping down. This cheese is melted. The cheese is heated up, so hot that it becomes like a soup. Melted cheese. I wonder if this is fondue. Wait until the butter is melted. Butter is put in a hot pan and it is melting to become a liquid. Melted, melted. This is a grater. Grater. Have you used a grater before? A grater can make small pieces of cheese. You take this big piece of cheese and rub it on a grater, and you get these small pieces of cheese. Grated Parmesan cheese is nice on pasta. Yes, I think so. Here's some grated nuts. It looks like some lemon peel. We call it lemon zest. Here's some grated orange. Grated carrots. This is a grater. And don't forget, graters can also look like this. Many holes, sharp ones. You have to be careful with your hands. Grater. Honey. Honey. Honey is sweet and made by bees. Bees work very hard to make honey. Honey. Syrup. Syrup. Natural maple syrup comes from trees. It is also very sweet, like honey. But syrup comes from trees, not bees. Many people like pancakes with syrup. Here's the syrup, and here are the pancakes. These look like frozen berries, very cold frozen berries. Syrup. Syrup. Muffin. Muffin. These are blueberry muffins. Yum! Muffins look like cupcakes, but they do not have frosting on them. There's no frosting on muffins, usually. Muffins are like this. Looks like there's a little bit of powdered sugar on here. Cupcakes usually are decorated with frosting on the top. These are not muffins. They are cupcakes, and they have frosting on them. Cupcakes for a birthday. Look at these candles on these cupcakes. Is this a cupcake or a muffin? What do you think? It looks like these have frosting on them and a little bit of sprinkles. I think these are cupcakes. This is a muffin. Cupcakes and muffins. Bakery. Bakery. A bakery is a shop where you can buy bread and other kinds of sweets. I bake so much, my friends told me I should start a bakery. There's some bread, cake. Maybe these are cookies? Many sweet treats. Look at that. It always smells so good inside a bakery. Look at all this bread. Will you start your own bakery?